Hey everyone, welcome to another Malts and Meeples. I am Petter. Sorry, there was a bit of a delay to get that started. Having some fun with Twitch. And basically it being disconnected from my streaming software. That has been resolved now, obviously. So we're back up and running, and we're going to be jumping back into Tainted Grail by Awakened Realms. So it's been a couple weeks since I've played this. It just was a long week, and wasn't able to play last week. But before we hop into the game, let's talk about the malt for today. We have, from Tinwhiskers out of St. Paul, Orange Dream State. Creamsicle cream ale with orange and vanilla. Not bad. Good flavor. Good orange to it. Not maybe my favorite vanilla flavor. Vanilla in beer is always a little bit hit or miss for me. But, yeah, overall, not a shabby beer. Alright, so let's jump into this again. Try and pick up where I left off last time. I think, so I'm looking at the board, it looks like I left it off at the end of a day, and I know that I was trying to get into the Plague Burrow, but I haven't been there yet. I was trying to get some magic, I believe, simply because I was going to need to be set up with magic, plus I need to go first and get some food, because that's going to be the hardest thing for me right now, is I do not have food. So one action, energy to take me there. Just kind of to pick up where we were last time, we are in chapter 2, and so Awakened Realms actually just today released kind of like a little bit of some hints and tips for this game, which really makes me think I'm going to fail in Chapter 2 and probably want to start over again. The biggest one that they gave was that you don't want to rush through Chapter 1. And that is most definitely something that I did, kind of rushing through Chapter 1 to get to the point where I was able to get the Menhir lit in Whitening, and that, so it sounds like that was probably a mistake on my behalf, but we'll see how this goes. I'm running short on time, that's for sure. Start with, it tells us to draw, oh, we have good weather it looks like, so it tells us to draw a card here. We have a Lone Squire, 7. He is defensive. And let's look up what defensive means. Defensive. Each first combat card during step 2 of your activation adds 1 less marker to the combat pool. So basically, I can chain a couple abilities together, but no guarantee of doing a lot of damage to them. 3 cards. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to start out with a careful attack. So this would normally give us 2. It's going to give us a single 1. And then we're going to play Defend, which connects us there. So I would take 1 damage, I lose a cube, but I get to draw an extra card. So I'm in a decent spot in terms of defense. That card's kind of garbage for me. Scythe attack. So this would give me 3 normally. 1 for up there, 2 for down there. Will give me 2. That's it I can do right now. 2 wealth if I beat him. That'd be really nice, actually. So I'm going to lose a cube there and take a damage, which bumps my max down. But I do get to draw a card for normal, and then draw an additional card. My goodness, this is... I'm going to play Reposition, and then spend an energy to escape. Normally it would cause me to discard a card, but yeah, I have to escape that situation. That was going nowhere fast. I feel like Erev is not quite set up ideally for how I want him. Then I'm going to move 1 energy there, and I'm going to spend 2 energy, gain 2 food, and I can deal with a green encounter. Hoping this will be better. A Frenzied Boar. Ooh, keyword ability. I don't know off the top of my head. Again, Rush. Rush. The first character activated this combat receives 2 wounds immediately after being activated. That sucks. This is going to do me in pretty fast here. Like, I had no way to avoid it. Man, you get 3 food if you beat him. I'd be set on food for the rest of this playthrough. Attack. Dropping in 2 cubes. And I'm curious. One, 2, 3. So I could play this card here for an additional 3 cubes. However, that would leave me 1 short. I would lose 2, and I would take a damage for sure. I want to... Oof. There's nothing good that can come out of this, so I'm going to drop this in. I lose 2 cubes, I take 4 damage. That maxes me out for damage. I am panicking, which means instead of drawing this card, it just automatically gets flipped into play. And I need to find the solo You Are Dying card. Like I said, I had a feeling this was going to be fast, but we'll see what happens. Attach this card to your character tray whenever you have 0 health, gain 1, and then fail or escape your current encounter. You can only carry 3 items. Whenever you... So I can get... every day I start by getting a terror. But I lose this card when I gain health. So I have food. I can gain a health. I'm above, so I can set that over there. And man, that was rough. I had to spend a food to do that. We flip this one. Good weather again. I could travel. This ticks down to 1 in whitening. The weird bear stays where it's at. This is down to, I believe it should be down to 5. I'm at my max right now in terms of movement or energy. I have 1 energy. This is I'm going to stay where I'm at. It costs 2 energy to get the food. I'm going to move 1, encounter a gray. Encounter. That's another lone squire. I don't think I shuffled those that well. Yeah, like I said, this might be a fast game. This might be another pretty quick death here, which is a shame, but I'm still enjoying this. Ooh, Band of Highwaymen. Let's see what we got here. Reward a rep and 2 loot. I need to get a ton of damage on these guys if I can. First round. Play this, allows me to get 2 damage, and then that for another 2 damage. At 4, I take a damage. Of course, now I'm dying again, and I lose a cube. I don't have the ability to do anything with that throw. That connects nothing. Man. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I take a damage. Oh, no, technically I'm out of this encounter already. I have so little left to do here that I really can do at this point. I'm going to move 1. Let's see what I can find here. Calm before the storm. Place this card at the bottom of the deck. That's great. I eat my food, heal up 1. That is gone. What's going to happen here is I'm going to run out of anything I can do, because so I'm at this point. I no longer have my dying condition anymore. You press on with your search, but something feels off. You keep looking over your shoulder, unable to shake the feeling that you've attracted the attention of something sinister. Gain a part of something is watching status. Your quest has started to attract attention. Various actions may add further marks to this status. If at any point you have all 4 marks, find and resolve special event C immediately. Put this card back on top of the event deck, then place 6 random event cards on top. So this is interesting. Like, this is not really what I expected here. I mean, I'm in a shitty situation still, don't get me wrong. And I may call it and restart yet again, just to see if I can improve upon what I've done a little bit. But I will use Arrow. And so I'm going to did I draw a blue encounter? Oh yeah, nothing happened. I'm going to explore here at 138. Can't remember if I've done this before, and I just realized I've been forgetting to do dreams. Plagued Burrow. The highland is too narrow for a settlement of this size. Some houses hang over the cliff's edge on precarious frames of wooden rope. Others perch on top of one another like plants in search of the sun. On a typical day, the damp, dark alleyways of the burrow would be dangerous. Now, judging from the columns of smoke, the sounds of fighting, and the red banners warning of plague, navigating them is suicide. Knock on doors, maybe someone will be able to fill you in. Walk into the burrow. Plunder the burrow. I'm going to plunder the burrow. Abandoned workshops, burning houses, dead littering the street. Coin comes easy in a beleaguered city, but you hope the remaining town folk won't notice your actions. Pay 3 rep. If you can't, draw 3 gray encounter cards and resolve the highest one. Then exploration ends. If you paid 3 rep, roll a die and add your... So we're just drawing 3 gray and dealing with the highest one. Yay! 10. This is not going to go well again. I'm going to start out by attacking. Feint and Robber. 2 abilities for this guy. Oh, this is going to go so poorly. Feint. Any damage inflicted can't be prevented. Robber. When all party members drop to 1 health or less during the encounter, they lose all their wealth and discard all their items. Then end the encounter and place it at the bottom of the deck. So once I take a damage here, that gets me 2. I am connected. That gets me an additional 3. And it really doesn't matter because I would lose wealth if I had any. I do not. I am dying again, and I do not have any food. So my condition will not improve until I go get food. To do that, I need to first I don't know how I had that one out actually. The Guardian thankfully leaves the map. We're just going to say the Guardian leaves the map. I know that might not be right. We'll put this back in order. Quick. And how long has this been? 20 minutes. This bumps down to a 3. Flip this. Hey, I lose a health every time I travel today. I'm traveling. I get a flip. Skull side up, I'm dead. Grail side is up. I'm still alive. Here's a gray encounter. Sweet. It's a gray 9 encounter. With feint, so I can't avoid its damage. My goodness, not a great setup here at all. So, 1 damage to him. I take a damage. Grail side. It's 3 damage to him. So we're in the 3 to 5 range. Taking 3 damage. Grail side. I'm technically not even panicking right now, which is funny. Ugh. Two more damage. So we're at 6. Grail side. I lose a cube. Wow. We are just getting a whole lot of nothing today. So that's 1, 2 more. We're at 7 of the 9 I need. Skull side. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, this actually lasted a whole lot longer than I thought it might this time. Once we were just not in a great situation. I have some ideas for my next playthrough with Arev. I'm going to kind of go through and set some of that up now. 2 food, a magic, and a wealth. Pull this back, and I'm looking in here. There's the Y card. Where is the Arrow card I have. So if I have this right, I should have 1, 2. This is going to be kind of boring. I'll probably switch off in a second here. Reset. I might come back again later tonight, but probably not until next Thursday. Completely reset. I'm not sure how interesting it is watching me play the same few sections over and over again, but I am definitely enjoying the game. I think that's one thing I will say is I wrote up a review for this that I posted not that long ago. 1, 2. And there was some discussion about the fact that I've only played 5 hours or so of the game. That for some people they didn't consider that really long enough to fully understand the game and fully be able to give an opinion on it. Which, first off, I would say, well, one, it's an opinion. It's not what somebody else has to feel about the game. And for some people, they might need to play 50 hours of this to figure out if they like it, to figure out if they think the story is any good, anything like that. I, on the other hand, really have enjoyed this so far. Like, I've lost twice with making it out of chapter 2, and I'm still having a blast with it. And I think there are two things I have to learn from this. One, I'm putting out more reviews and putting more reviews out there. I'm putting out more content on YouTube as well. So I'm going to find people who don't like what I do. That's just going to happen. Comes with the territory, comes with what it is. Like, it's not something that's ever going to change. That's the more stuff I do, the more I'm going to run across that. I'm hoping the more stuff I do, the less it will bother me as well. I'm trying not to let it bother me much, but it's a little bit disappointing to me when people are like, your opinion is wrong. Because that's what it is. There comes across as, is they're telling me that my opinion is wrong versus, like, I understand if I'm playing the game wrong. If I'm getting a rule wrong, I want to know. Like, I want to know so I can fix it, play the game the way it's meant to be played. But just because I like something doesn't mean that somebody else has to. And just because I like something and I figured that out fast doesn't mean that people have to tell me I need to play more time for that, with that. I think I'll ask my other point, but I will say, yeah, like, I really am enjoying this game a lot. I think that there's really cool depth to the game. I think that it is really challenging, and that is part of what I like about the game. This is not a story game. This is a survival game that happens to have a really good story to it. And the more I play this, the more I lose. I mean, Ideally, I'm going to try and limit the number of times I lose, because I'd like to progress in the story. But losing some is not a bad thing. And with how I have been losing, I don't feel like I'm just spinning my wheels. I feel like I'm figuring out some of the world and some of the game as I go along here. Would I love to do better this time around? Absolutely, but I think I'm starting to figure out some of the strategies for it with don't rush into so many attacks, kind of be patient and be ready to run away. Run away! It's going to be my new motto for this. Let's see, chapter 1, part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have that set out here. Special level 1, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I really want those at the end, actually. Wow. Thought I was grabbing a different section of the deck than I was there. But back, I think, to some of what I was saying. Actually, I might keep these level 2 sorted separately, actually. Stick those over there. I think some of what I was trying to get towards is, besides letting myself be more fine with people disagreeing with me, I think as a hobby, just as a gaming community in general, we need to be more fine with people doing their own thing. Like having people's my criteria for what makes a great game is not going to be the same as somebody else's, and I shouldn't expect it to be. And I feel like there is some community expectation that it should be that way, that everybody's opinions are going to be formed in the exact same way, or that certain people's opinions carry more weight about a game. And I think with that, I mean, we have to remember it's an opinion. That's as simple and as complex as I can say it. It's really a simple thing. It is an opinion. My opinion is going to be different than your opinion. And I shouldn't expect my opinion to be the same as yours, or vice versa. So that's just a little random thought I had with this game, and just with kind of the reaction around it, because this game has gotten so popular so fast for many of the people who have gotten it, and I think because of that there's definitely some backlash towards Tainted Grail, as it can't be as good as it seems, or as a lot of people are saying. And having played it and written my review on it and talked about some of the downsides that other people have seen with the game, for me, they're not there. And I'm not going to let the opinions of other people kind of change my opinion of the game. That's dumb on my behalf. So I'm not going to love this game anymore because people are telling me it's bad, but I'm also not going to hate this game because people are telling me it's bad. I get to make up my own mind, and I think as a hobby as a whole, and this is something that's very much the case not just for board games but for many things, love what you love. It's, as long as it's not hurting somebody else, you can enjoy what you enjoy. So that's my deep thoughts as I have died once again in Tainted Grail. I will be back next week, so bottoms up, and I'll see you then.